saddled up with this Wi-Fi stuff like it's brand new, right? They got us all, basically made us very lazy and complacent with the technology, right? But this technology is our technology anyway. Our ears are satellites, our eyes are telescopes, our noses, taste buds, our skin cells, everything. All our sensory organs, they basically took our superpowers, figured out how we do stuff organically, how we maneuver things organically outside of ourselves, and they wrapped it in plastic, put some pretty lights on it and numbers, and told you plug it into a wall somewhere. And now we think that they make this stuff up, that it's their technology. So when they say they're going up another generation, we get afraid and we get scared. Especially when we heard about the 5G. Basically, they weaponized it, right? They weaponized it and gave it to us to use now. But I need y'all to realize and understand that they've been using 5G. They have been using it on us in public. Bridges, tolls. If you live in a city and the street lamps have these little cameras on top of them, yeah, that been there for a few years already. That's 5G. That runs off of 5G technology too. The cameras that take pictures when you're speeding through stop signs and red lights, 5G. There's even 6G, 7G, and 10G right now. But what you gotta look at what's going on, right? They got the 5G thing going worldwide. This happens a little bit after. I mean, they've already been having it in place, but for public use, it became good for public use. This is so funny to me. Like, after trying to set their stuff up and they spread the COVID, right? Here we come with the 5G also. And people want to scare us to say it's the 5G that's making us sick. And I'm not going to sit here and argue and say it's not 5G making us sick or making some people sick, because the radiation is going to have a negative effect on people whose immune system and whatever it is that's inside of them that they're made of is not able to function on these millimetered waves, right? Their vibrations are not high enough in order to function within these 5G waves or whatever. But didn't Trump just blow up the people in Iran, governor or whoever the man was? He went over there, blew some shit up, right? The coronavirus flew all over the place, right? Locked itself down, locked the place down, had us lock ourselves down. And while we're inside, they're setting up 5G over here everywhere, right? I don't think we're in danger from the 5G, y'all. I think that's a war move, y'all. We are in World War III. We are in World War III. This is World War III. It's not the bombs and the tractor trailers with the tanks on top going through the neighborhood. It's the 5G towers. It's the technology. It's the biology that they're using as weapons. And what Trump did, from my observation, I could be wrong, but I like to doubt that I am. But we'll see. And those of you who are watching this video, you mock my words. Trump just set things up in a way that the American military can be anywhere on the planet in a New York minute. We already got bases in the most important parts of the world, right? We have bases. So with the 5G moving fast as hell, the military is able to get coordinates and instructions, shut down banks and stuff like that, whether they need to pull back on the American currency or whatever it is that they plan on doing when they do that thing in war. It's able to happen faster. That's why they're letting the public have it now. They're not letting the public get it because they figured out how to kill us with it. Are you kidding me? Who's going to run the planet if they kill us? Who's going to run the place if they take everybody out of here? So that can't be the reason why we're moving to 5G. They weaponized it. They figured out how to use it to make things convenient, as well as how to use it to protect their assets and resources. Government asset and resources, right? And protect policies and territories and stuff like that. But what I want you guys to think about and consider is one of the biggest mysteries in the world. How did the pyramids get built? Who built the pyramids? Some want to say it's aliens. And I'm cool with that. Aliens might have helped. Shit, aliens helping us now. Some want to say dinosaurs. I'm okay with that too. But if we look at the hieroglyphics and stuff, they definitely had technology that we don't quite understand yet. Like the ankh that most of us have. Most of us own ankhs in our homes and wear them as jewelry and stuff like that. The ankh itself is a form of technology, and we walk around with it, right? And if you look at pictures of ancient Khemet, matter of fact, you know what just dropped into me? I'm gonna need somebody to help me out. Who likes to research? I bet you there's a very close correlation between when white people were created, the first pandemic, and the pyramids being built. I guarantee it. I can guarantee it, guys. I can guarantee it. I don't know for sure. Because this is how the information comes to me. It just drop on me. And if it feel right, it usually is. Those are three very important things that are closely tied together. So that means that we're going to be dealing with some stuff that we've already dealt with before. We got to tap in to remember how to handle it. And if my guides serve me right, which they do, our ancestors was dealing with Wi-Fi. Why they didn't have Wi-Fi? They had plumbing. They had lights. They had electricity. So why didn't they have Wi-Fi? Why not? Of course they had Wi-Fi. Why do you think they had aloe plants all over the place? Did you know aloe absorbs radiation? And the ancient Kemites revered the aloe plant as one of the most healing plants ever. But when you look at the list of things that are healed by aloe, the first thing you might think is that these people probably weren't that sick to begin with. But if you look at the hieroglyphics, if you look at what's on their walls, you see that they had helicopters, they had vehicles that flew around in the sky, they had generators, they had all sorts of technologies that we haven't quite figured out yet. So they were dealing with radiation. They were living with radiation. And they figured out that if you have orgone energy, orgone generators, aloe plants, patho plants. Y'all heard of the hanging gardens? The hanging gardens in Egypt and in King Solomon's kingdom and around his temple and everything, he had the hanging gardens. You know what kind of plants hang? Pothos plants. Those plants that all us old ladies have in our house. Mine is over there somewhere. The plant that trails Sometimes the leaves are solid green. Sometimes the leaves are variegated green with the white. Those plants also absorb radiation. Isn't that so cool? Like, all we gotta do, y'all, is tap into our roots, and we can figure this whole thing out and do what we need to do seriously, and come out of it great and unharmed. Like, they're basically setting the stage for the ancient Kemites, for ancient Egypt to rise again. They got the radiation going for us and everything. We got access to the plants. All we have to do is put them in our homes and around our dwellings and the places where we commune at. Huh? We was dealing with radiation, y'all. Why not? Why wasn't we? I want somebody to tell me that we was not dealing with radiation. That we did not have 5G. That we did not have some type of computers or gadgets that help us to see things and do things. Of course we did. Even right now, they have boxes that the midwives use in Africa that it uses sonography to take pictures of the baby while it's still in the baby belly. But to you and me, who we only know this Western world, we only know this contemporary world where everything is wrapped in plastic and sourced from the earth to, you know, package things up and hide what it really is, basically. They have these boxes that take sonograms of the baby. And it don't work off of electricity. And you don't plug it into a wall. It's not radiation or anything like that. But it's a technology that we don't quite explain. We don't quite know yet. So it's termed voodoo or witchcraft or bush medicine. That's what they call it here in the West. When they can't explain what it is, they'll say it's bush medicine. But we've been dealing with this stuff for a while, y'all. Our ancestors been dealing with pandemics too. We had the first pandemic around the same time that the first Caucasian appeared. How do we know? And we've been saying that we created them, we made them, and that they're made from, I don't want to use a bad word. We're made from the abstract, you know, the parts of us that's left after we deal with divinity and high frequenciness and stuff like that. After we deal with God, because we're flesh now, we're flesh and blood, God and flesh. So we have two natures. We got our higher self and our lower self. So the parts of our being that resonates more with the animal nature, with the lower nature, with the lower frequencies of our reality, that's the part of us that we turned into the Caucasian that we birthed. First of all, let's not get it twisted. Birthed and manipulated and you know, did the science thing on. More than likely it was an albino female, because the mitochondria or whatever, and eventually created this other type of man to live with us and help us out and do things and stuff like that. This was also around the time that the first pandemic came out. So how do we know that the pandemic and the white man, how do we know that the white man's creation, our ability to abstract certain parts of our being and isolate it into a form, a human form, wasn't done with technology like Wi-Fi? We're using Wi-Fi to find things now up and out of space and look into microscopes and stuff like that. We're using the technology to do all these so-called amazing things that seems like our ancestors have already done. They've already accomplished this stuff. So if they wasn't using the same kind of technology, we're just now happening to stumble on today. How did they do it? Was it magic? Of course it was. Of course it was. Because magic and technology is the same thing. Y'all know that? Magic and technology is the same thing. Technology is the fancy modern word for magic when you got it all figured out. When you done figured out how to connect things and how to make it go boom, now you got a technology because it's figured out. But before you can figure it out, when it's still mystical to you, when it's a mystery to you, it's considered magic. So let's not be afraid of what's happening, y'all. We getting ready to go into a world that's going to have some technologies that's going to make our lives considerably easier and convenient for some. But we need to stay focused so we don't lose ourselves in the process. We don't want to lose our natural God-given abilities within ourselves because we're relying on conveniences outside ourselves. Does that make sense? I'm going to say it again. We don't want to lose our God-given abilities because we're relying on technologies outside of ourselves. So that means even though we got the 5G going, some places got 7 and 8G being put up in their neighborhoods and everything. And these things are supposed to make our lives easier. Let's not forget we gotta eat food. We need music. We need art. And some of this stuff that we absolutely need. We need to express the human spirit. We need to live humanely. And those things are done by us and not technology. Done by us. Grow your food, y'all. Grow plants. You don't got space to grow your food. You don't got space to grow plants. Get you some seeds and throw them out in nature somewhere anyway. I do it all the time. My neighbors probably hate my guts because I just take seeds and toss them up in the air. Have a good time. Yeah, we got to give nature what she needs. Nature needs to grow things, so let's give her things to grow. We need to express ourselves in more ways than just like this on social media. So let's not forget to be crafty. Let's not forget to go outside and collect beautiful stones and leaves and sticks and rocks and different color earth, different color clays, and do things with this stuff. We can do so much with things organically that I won't say we don't need the technology, but we definitely don't need it to live. We just need it to go along. You get me? You feel me? You feel me? We don't need it to live. We just need it to get along. That's it. So don't forget what you are and who you are and what you can naturally do without technology. And don't be afraid to actually do it. Don't be afraid to get some dirt and put your finger in it and drop a seed in there. Don't be afraid to put you a couple of buckets outside to catch some rainwater and filter it through a couple of piles of rocks. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to take your beans and sprout them before you grind them up, dry it out, and make flour and bread and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to do this stuff. Because the very things that we let go of, that are essential, that are our skill sets that we need to live, they're going to make money off of it by doing it for you. So why not save some of your money and do it for yourself? How about you save some of your money and create a job? Teach your children how to do these things so they can know how to do it. And they can profit off of their skills instead of being just a consumer of somebody else that's doing the same thing that they can do. Right? It ain't gonna hurt us, y'all. This 5G is not gonna hurt us. Keep drinking your water. Keep detoxing. Keep alkalining. Keep living, putting love first. That's one of the main things we gotta start doing more of, though. Is putting love first. Putting our health first. Prioritizing what's essential over what's convenient. Huh? And we don't need Trump. or nobody to tell us what's essential. We know what's we know what's essential. Especially if we decide not to be lazy and do it ourselves. This is like going to be an amazing time for us to be alive, and I don't want you to miss it being afraid. I don't want you to miss living, being afraid to die, or being afraid to get sick, or being afraid to have a human experience on a planet that has highs and lows. We're here to experience it all. So if we're here to experience it all, we're going to survive it all. We're going to survive it all, guys. Don't worry. One of the last 7 words of Christ was, woman, don't cling. He Mary, they was walking him through the crowd, arrested or whatever. And Mary grabbed him by the arm. She didn't want to let him go. That was his boo, Mary Magdalene. Not the mother, the girlfriend. Mary Magdalene was holding on to him. And he looked at her, he said, woman, don't cling. And that's what I want to tell y'all right now. Woman, don't cling. Let's not get stuck. Let's not get stuck on what has already taken place. Let's not get stuck holding on to what we already have. Because if we don't let this thing go, we won't be able to benefit or hold on to what's coming next. Because this is not it. It's not over. They don't get to make all this technology stuff, live all this good life, and we just be afraid and be scared. We will not do that. We will not. You will get over it. I guarantee it. You're going to pick your diet up. You're going to eat better. You're going to sleep better. You're going to exercise. You're going to practice deep breathing like Ralph Smart say. Taking that good ass prana. We got to practice doing that, y'all. So we can live in the moment and actually enjoy the place. Because this planet is still ours. This world is still ours. All right. So keep in mind all those aloe plants and pothos plants that was in Egypt, that was in ancient Khemet, all the lotuses and stuff like that. A lot of those plants were absorbing radiation. So that means they already been through this. And if they've been through it and they continue to be great for dynasties afterwards, then we haven't even begun, y'all. We just getting back up to our point of beginning to be great. We're just coming back full circle. Yeah, we're just getting ready to come back full circle. We're getting put in position. The world is a stage. The world is a stage, and the stage is being set for us to put on our best performance yet. So I want y'all to just get ready for it. Be doing your sit-ups, ladies. Let's do our core workouts. Get our inner core set in order. Because when summertime comes and everybody off of quarantine, we gonna party and get on badly. I know I am. So y'all go ahead. Again, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And remember, we've been through this before. Just go through the hieroglyphics. Just go through the notes. Go through the books. Read about your ancestors. Read your history. Look, pay attention. Pay attention to what you see in the pictures and stuff. And let's reincorporate these things back into our life. All right? And we're going to be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here because my phone running out of space. But share this video and I'll see y'all later.